terrified of spiders, to the point that I couldn't even put a picture of a real spider on this slide. Because when I see a spider, I all of a sudden start shaking, I get goosebumps from head to toe, and my heart races faster than it does on the treadmill. And I actually started thinking about a time that I had with a spider about 3 blocks away from here when I was a student at Syracuse University. And I had a standoff with a little guy for about 10 minutes, and between me and him was about 10 feet and a couple phone books. And I'm sorry to the spider activists out there, but the phone book won. It's not a rational fear. I really don't think in my logical head that he can take me down. But that doesn't matter, because in my head, I am very afraid of them. Now, spiders don't keep me from living my life. I don't stop doing things I want to do. I don't stop going places I want to go, except for Arizona, because I heard there's a lot there. But there's a lot of other fears that I do have that do keep me from doing the things I want to do. Fears like, I'm not good enough. Fear of being rejected. Fear of not being loved. These are real fears, and these are fears that keep us and me from doing things that would let you live your best life. Let's talk about what fear is. Oxford Dictionary defines fear as an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. Now, fear has a purpose. There's a psychological purpose to fear in our lives. It's there to protect us. It's there to protect us from doing the things that could cause you a threat. It's really a good thing when you decide to jump out of a plane without a parachute. That's a good fear to have. But the other side of fear is that it keeps us from doing the things that we want to do. Those fears of I'm not good enough keep us from doing the things that would let us live the lives that we want to live, make the choices that we want to make, and take the chances that we want to take. So what are we also afraid of? These statistics make me feel better. Because number one is a fear of public speaking. 74% of the United States is scared to get up and do what everyone's doing here tonight. Getting up in front of an audience and talking is a valid fear for a lot of people. The second is death. I totally get that. And number 3 makes me feel really good, because 30% of people have the same fear that I do, so it's not as terrible as I thought. But the statistics that really stood out to me was that 90% of those fears that we have are completely around insignificant issues. Most of these fears are things that happened in the past, or stuff that we can't control, or things that are happening in the present that we really don't have any bearing on. They're completely insignificant. So that leads me to ask this question of, what does fear cost you? Think about it for a second. What would you be doing if you had no fear in life, love, business? What chances would you be taking? What jobs would you be applying for? What people would you be talking to? All of those things have a cost. So what is it costing you right now? And then I want you to think about how we can overcome it. Because we can overcome it. Everything that you're thinking of right now that you have a cost attached to, you can change that. First way is to just do it. Now, I might be sued for trademark infringement for that, but it's really a great phrase in terms of how you overcome your fears. Because if you do what you were afraid to do, you will succeed in overcoming those fears. If you are afraid of getting on a plane, get on a plane. If you're afraid of love, love. If you're afraid of connecting, make those connections. Maybe you're afraid of becoming an entrepreneur, do it. Do the things that you're afraid to do. And in so doing that, you will realize that those threats, those dangers, they're not real. The second is to get excited. I'm a firm believer that our thoughts create our emotions, which create our actions. And when we get excited about something that we're afraid of, we reframe the thoughts that we had. And there was a recent study that I find fascinating where it showed that in a test group, they had people who were afraid of things. One side of them were asked to try to calm themselves down, and the other side were advised to become excited about it. I'm excited to get up on stage. I'm excited to hang out with spiders. And what happened was the people that got excited were successful. They were more successful. They had better results because they reframed the right way and got excited about what they were afraid of. The people who had tried to become more calm, it did work to an extent, but not as much as the people who got excited did. And they found that because both fear and excitement have a certain level of anxiety, just naturally attached to it. One has a positive effect and one has a negative. And it's easier to transfer anxiety to anxiety in a positive way than it is to say, I am so scared of this spider, but I am okay, I'm gonna calm myself down. So when you have a fear, get excited about it. Change your thoughts and you change your world. And the third way that we can overcome fear is to visualize. I'm a big fan of manifesting and really pulling into my head what I want. What's on the other side of your fear? What is it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Visualize what you want to see. Believe in it. Make it a blueprint and build it. Because when you see it and you feel it and you smell it, you can get to that point without having that fear. So if you want to live, really live, kill your fear. Thank you.